Hey guys, Jenna here. Welcome to my channel where I take you on tours of creative homes. In today's video, we're gonna take a look at one family of four's incredible van conversion, where their bedroom wall also doubles as their fold-down deck. I don't think I've ever seen 4 people living in 100 square feet before, but this young family's dedication to wanderlust is simply inspiring. If you like these kind of videos, please make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you know every single time we publish a new video. But right now, let's jump right in and hear the story of how this family ended up in this beautiful van conversion.
Will you join me? Will you roll? Make this house our tiny home.
Well, we're talking about the movement when you really feel it in your bones.
Hi, my name is Heyona,
I'm Finn.
And I'm Bo. This is my brother Free.
and we would love to show you our home on wheels.
Rocket the bus!
I grew up in a nomadic family, straight into that, like from day one. For me, there wasn't really a catalyst moment when I shifted into deciding to be on the road. It was always that way. I'm providing the same thing for my kids, so I definitely think that there's a benefit to living like that and traveling. It makes you more open-minded.
When we first started building out our vans, we were getting these really old vehicles from auctions, for nothing. We didn't have the security to rent a place, so we'd be living in them while building out. The vehicle we had before this was an Airstream, but we didn't actually have a vehicle that could tow it, so we'd need to rent a U-Haul each time we moved it. We started really looking into what we wanted next. After I saw a picture of one of these, I couldn't look at anything else. No, if I like something, I'm stuck, and nothing else will do.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing else will do. And he was like,
I was on the fence.
He did not want to get it.
I don't know, Well, the fact that it was in Japan, it was like a lot more work to get over here.
The mileage on this was 11,000 kilometers. It's 25 years old, but it's in pristine condition. We had to have it. We just went for it, and we trusted that it would get here, and it did.
Yeah.
The first day we picked it up from Seattle, we drove it home, and it was incredible. People were just looking at us and honking at us, and really all eyes on you. And so we joke around, and Finn taught me the royal wave.
The royal wave, yeah.
Just sit there and, oh, and I'm not supposed to smile with my teeth, he says, yeah. Like that.
Buying the bus and importing it and everything probably cost about 20 grand. And then with all the work that we put into it, we probably put in materials, maybe 10 to 12. Building out a vehicle isn't for everyone. Some people just want something that's done. We're going to be bringing in more of these and converting them as living vehicles. I'll be doing 2 alongside each other, and then those will be up for sale.
This is our art form now, something we can share too.
I'm going to give you a little tour of the outside of our rig here. It's a 1994 Toyota Coaster. We imported it from Japan. It's 6'3" wide and 21 feet long. It has a 3.8 litre 4-cylinder diesel in it. Gets about 18 to 20 miles per gallon. We have 400 watts of solar, and then we have 200 amp hours of lithium. So one of the things about the insurance industry and the car industry in Japan is that when your vehicle hits a certain number of miles, your insurance rates basically just skyrocket. So that's why you're able to get these cars that have low mileage. There's a faster turnaround. The vehicles have to be older than 25 years old in order for you to import them into the US, so that's something to think about. We actually have some contacts there now that are able to find us the vehicles and deliver them to the port. Otherwise, reading Japanese is helpful. So there's no hood on this, and that's because the engine, it has a mid-engine, so the engine's actually right between the seats right there. which is also nice for weight distribution. One of the things that we love about this vehicle is all the space that you have up front. You know, it's really like you're driving around in a greenhouse, and there's not much in between the windows. So there's a lot of visibility when you're driving. No blind spots. Driver's seat on the right-hand side takes a little bit of time to get used to, but half an hour, you're all good. And then we have the two car seats, two kids' car seats in the back on each side. They both have their own windows. I custom built some bunks that the car seats sit on. We welded those down to the chassis and bolted them on really securely. It allows us to have some storage instead of having normal seats. This little hatch is where the starter batteries are. It just lifts up like that. A lot of the Japanese Toyotas, they actually have two batteries and it's a 24-volt system. It's pretty different to most of the vehicles that we have over here, which are the 12-volt system. So we have a 12-volt system for our solar setup, and the starter system was a 24-volt system. So I had to find a way to drop that down when I wanted to charge from the starter battery, because we can charge from the alternator or we can charge from the sun. And obviously one of the really unique features of this vehicle is this hatch. This was made from the factory. We couldn't really figure out what it was for, but this folds down and it has these legs that support it, these jacks. I mean, it can hold a huge amount of weight, this thing. You know, you could have 20 people on here. So we think it might have been some kind of display vehicle or something like that, but we've just made the most of that feature and created our deck. And then above here we have the awning that comes over, we've got a little light, we've got a little loudspeaker, you know, so we can create like this really nice area, and it just opens up the whole space.
In Japan, these are the schoolies. They're like shuttles or buses. And so this is a commercial door. Everything is manual, which we like. So you push this little magic button and it slides completely open like this. So come on in. This is our kitchen right here. So we hang out in this dining area a lot. The kids, I mean, there's plenty of space on the floor for the kids to play with their toys. They'll crawl around, jump on each other, even rolls, all kinds of things happen on this runway. This is a big live edge slab of maple. And this, as you can see, is counter space, but then, of course, we have our sink under it. It's a pretty big one for the size of our bus. Our kids bathe in it. So it's actually a really sizable bath for the little one, especially. His legs go out. He's got a nice bath that goes all the way up to his chest. It's really pretty sweet. The big one just kind of bird baths, of course. But yeah, we fit a lot of dishes in there, and we've got this rack at the bottom, so we can do the dishes and then dry them directly on that rack, which is super helpful. And then on the underside, where we haven't sanded it, is our cutting board as well. And this is our stove and oven duo. This is a counter space, but then also it opens up like this. It's a 3-burner stove and a little tiny oven. We like to do a lot of roasting and bacon, so this gets a lot of use. We power this with propane along with our fridge, and we have a 5-gallon propane tank, which will last us anywhere between 10 to 15 days, which is kind of a long time. And here are some big windows, and we have a beautiful view out into the desert. Over here we have our dining room table. We pull it up like this, and then the kids will sit here on this bench. Finn has a little stool here, I have a little stool here. It's a pretty sizable table for our little family of 4. Close it back up like this, and then we can sit on it. And this wall right here is a beautiful painting that our friend Nico painted for us. He just gifted this to us, and he's such a sweet friend of ours. And the warmth that these colors bring, the gold and everything, is just seriously fun. It really draws our attention. It makes this space feel like home. We love this keyhole feature, you know, some fun and flair to our living space. This is a king-size bed. We co-sleep, so we need a big bed. Lots of sleeping, cuddles, and naps happen here. So the kids will roll around, and we play a lot of games on here. So my favorite thing about this bus, as you can imagine, is this wall opening up to a deck. So this is the back side of our crank, essentially, that opens up this deck. It's a really simple system, literally pulls it up as we wind it up and wind it back out. I could look out this view for the rest of my life and never leave my bed. It's really, really sweet. We like to keep it tidy. We don't wear our shoes on here and stuff because eventually when it's not a deck, it turns into our bedroom wall. So we gotta keep it clean. A lot of yoga happens on this deck, which is really nice. Sometimes we'll play music. We have a lot of fun on this deck.
One of the things that is just like magic for me is mobility just allows so much freedom because you're really putting yourself into the universe. You're just one decision away from a totally different life.
It's not the most comfortable life, but it's definitely exciting. All we really have is time, and we have a lot more of it, and a lot more attention to give to our kids and each other. Finn's motto these days, he keeps saying it all the time, he's like, the great journey continues.
The great journey continues. Every morning, that's what I say. The great journey continues. Well, we're talking about the movement. When you really, really feel it in your bones. Well, 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 well.
Just stomp your feet and shake it all around.
When you wake up in the morning
And you wake up on the wrong side of your bed. You might feel sad, you think it's bad.
but really it's all in your head.